fuck have we been?
Somewhere. Where have you been?
I don't know. I just haven't felt very motivated to do the podcast with everything going on, and
agree. I have been sad. Lots of sad.
it just keeps getting sadder, right? Like it's like, hey, guess what? We decided to elect a game show host to be president, and then from there it's like, what? Oh, what? Well, at least now we have Biden, but we also have the pandemic. Yay, panini! It's just one thing after another, right? And now we've got this Roe versus Wade situation, which is fucking disgusting. But I just don't understand why. Why would anybody want the country to go backwards like that?
Yeah. So my trouble started in 1978.
Oh, come on.
It's the problems that have ensued since. Sorry. No, lately it was the awful school shooting and another one again. And
yeah, that happened right after. So our last episode 59, there had been a shooting in Buffalo, New York, and we named all the people in that shooting. And then
we couldn't even catch our breath in order to
and then the school shooting, in Texas.
And it was like one disaster after another. And I just was like, how can I crack jokes and laugh and be anything when people are hurting?
Yeah.
My people are safe, but other people are not. And so how do I keep going and keep trying to, like, quote unquote, make people laugh and make, bring some attention to some things when I feel hopeless as fuck?
Yeah.
How in the world?
And it just keeps spiraling, right? It almost feels irresponsible to do content creation of any kind, right? Like, I'm not passing judgment on anybody. People do what they need to do to get through whatever that is they're going through, right? Like, and if work makes you feel better or helps distract you, then that's 100% a valid way to approach grief or mourning or being angry or anything like that.
Yeah. But a podcast for 10 people isn't my work, right? So day to day, I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to make that okay and all right for my people.
Yeah.
That is my work. That is my job at the moment. I just want to, I don't know. I'm terrified for the new thing that just happened. I'm terrified. I think more people are going to die, and it's not about saving babies, and it's not about anything that we think it is on the surface. And I mean, as a very generalistic population belief. It's not about saving babies. It's not about what begins life. It's not about any of that. It's about control and fear. And I'm fucking done with it.
Yeah.
And it's not something that my generation should have to put up with, and our kids' generation. I have a little girl that I'm terrified for.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely terrified for, because it's all gonna, if we let one thing slide and we elect these people that are allowed to talk to us like this and allowed to pass these rules like this, then we're gonna end up in Handmaid's Tale. Like, that's not far off. And that terrifies me as a female, and that terrifies me for my kids and for millions and millions of other little girls and young women that are going to have to deal with this. And that's their mess to clean up. That's fucking bullshit. I can't stand it. I can't at all. So I really want to move. I really want to move out of this state, because this state doesn't see me as an equal to you.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
And that our little girl is less than our sons. I won't have that.
No, I personally, not to pander to our audience, but I feel like women are superior to men in more ways than, just that you can create life, right? Like, I think the reason that women in this country historically and in other countries are suppressed and oppressed is because men are genuinely terrified of how much more powerful you are,
Yeah.
and how much
Mm-hmm.
more superior you are as humans, right? And so, men in power figure out a way to suppress and oppress the people that scare them.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that that's probably the case for the oppression of black people as well as, some
And
white
brown people.
colonists, swing by Africa and see that they're thriving and beautiful culture, beautiful civilization.
That they're
And they,
happy.
yeah, oh, we want this. We want to take this away from them
Yeah.
because we have to be the dominant whatever. It's all fucking bullshit. It's all stupid. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be in this state anymore either.
For the most part, our sons grew up here, and we've sheltered them and we've kept them safe as we possibly could,
Yeah.
with the exception of a few years in high school. But, for the most part, we've tried to maintain a sense of like comfort at home, and you can be anything you want to be, and you can
Yeah.
and feel everything you want to feel, even as a male. Don't be scared of feeling, like all the things that,
Yeah.
are considered, I don't know what you want to call it. It's ridiculous, all the labels we put on things, but I'm very natural when it comes to like just letting my kids be kids.
Mm.
And I don't want to put labels on them. But,
Yeah.
she is technically female, and it just scares me for her. So
I
I'm
mean,
like,
as far as the Christian state is concerned, she's
yeah,
female, right? Like
yeah,
that's her decision to make later in life
absolutely.
or now or whenever she wants to. But yeah, the whole religious right thing is terrifying.
It hurts me just talking about it.
Yeah.
It hurts me just to even imagine one female feeling like they're less and not belonging and scared, and now they have nothing, they have no way to like take care of themselves, or no way to have control over their own body.
But it extends beyond
That, yeah.
just it extends beyond just people who identify as women, right? Like there are also
Right, yes.
trans men
Exactly.
who still are harmed by this because
Yeah.
it's about reproductive rights,
Yeah.
right? It's not about whether you're a woman or not. It's about whether or not you have a uterus and can give birth or get pregnant.
That's absolutely what I mean. Thank you for
Yeah.
correcting that. Yes.
Well, I wasn't correcting. I was just pointing out like,
People that have uteruses, yes,
yeah,
should, yes.
it
Exactly.
extends,
That's what I
right?
mean.
And it also, if we want to be really, that's the people that it directly affects, but
There's more coming.
it affects beyond that as well, right? Like
Yeah.
if you love somebody who is affected directly by that, it affects you, right? Because now you have to watch their pain and have to, you know, be beside them as they experience this ridiculous stripping of human rights,
Yeah.
And here we are again, being total bummers
I
on the
know.
podcast.
I know. So,
Maybe we should just start over.
I have lots of topics and lots of things I'd rather be talking about, and lots of.
Well, I think it's okay for us to talk about other stuff. Leave the, just for a little bit, leave those worries behind. I mean, I don't think it means if we talk about other stuff, I don't think it means that we don't care about that primary thing, right? It doesn't mean that we stop fighting or stop giving a shit about it.
It's just so.
But we need a break. Self-care is about giving yourself a break from the tragedy that's constantly occurring.
I know I do a few chores, or I go outside and I do something, and it hits me all at once, and I just have to go lay down. I can't even like get through it, because it feels wrong somehow. It just feels very wrong. It feels very wrong,
It doesn't feel very wrong. It is very
No, but
wrong.
I'm saying just being awake and being upright just feels like I can't.
Yeah.
I've fought my whole life to feel worthy of things, to feel powerful in my own self and my own body.
Yeah.
And I've done some crazy things, and I've done some amazing things, and I've done some stupid things. But those are I'm allowed, because it's
Fuck yeah.
It's my choice.
Yep. Always.
And I chose to have children. I chose to be a teenage mother. I chose those things. It was scary as fuck, but I did it. But not everyone should have to do that. And so I just, I don't, I don't know what else to say other than fuck all of that bullshit.
Fuck all that noise.
I feel hopeless right now, so I know other people are feeling that.
Yeah.
But also I feel something coming that I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing yet. And I'm just trying to make it so that we're okay and we're in the right place at the right time.
Right.
And I hope it's a good thing. I hope it's finally we're going to fight fire with fire kind of a thing. But I think it has to get worse before it gets better.
100% agree with you. It is not going to get better until it gets worse. It's terrifying, especially considering we have a responsibility to 4 people who didn't ask to be involved in this.
And those are my main, that's my main focus right now. As long as my 4 kids are okay.
Yeah.
It just breaks my heart that there are kids out there that won't be.
Yeah.
And that women will be risking their lives.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that I think that's the thing that even the people who are celebrating this decision, I don't think they're thinking about this, because I've heard from directly and indirectly from people who are excited about this that no doctor is going to say you can't get your ectopic pregnancy treated. They're not going to do that. They're not going to let a woman die. They don't understand the extent to which this law rips away your options.
Mm-hmm.
And they 100% will, because the doctor's not going to let himself get sued or let herself get sued.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of hospitals are run by religious organizations.
They're around here for sure, yeah. But that's a very common thing too. Like, we've allowed Christianity to seep its way into far too much of our institutions and government, and it's at a point now where they don't even represent half of the country,
and but
they're running the thing.
That's what scares the ever-loving shit out of me.
Yeah,
is that they are not the majority, and we're just letting them.
Yep, we're not letting them.
I understand that, but I'm saying overall, we've kind of just, it's fine, it's fine. Yep. Just believe whatever you want to believe. No, that could kill us.
Yeah.
Right. So we've kind of just let them, and now it's too much.
Yeah. I do want to say that, Black women and other marginalized communities like the trans community have been saying for years and years, 10, 15 years, that this is what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel awful because for a lot of years, I was just trying to survive.
Me too.
And I wasn't, I was like trying to keep my head down and just not rock the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm part of the reason I'm complicit in why we're at this point. Because I didn't speak up, because I didn't fucking rock the boat. I didn't say something sooner. Yeah. And I will have to carry that for the rest of my life, but I can speak up now. I can talk now. I can fight.
As much as you can in a fucking pandemic.
Yeah, fuck that noise. And it's just getting that pandemics. Okay, let's talk about some other stuff. We've covered all the bases here. We're pissed. We're upset. We're exhausted. We're terrified.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some other stuff, because we deserve to be able to live balanced lives.
All of us.
We're never going to not have some sort of opposition to life, right? So we can.
Sorry, which for me is very overwhelming.
Very overwhelming for me too. Yeah. 100%. What did you want to chat about?
Oh, boy.
What did you want? Episode 60?
I don't know. There was like a bunch of stuff. Like there was Moon Knight. That was disappointing. And I had high hopes for that. Oscar Isaac is good though.
Look, I had so much high hopes for Moon Knight because it's one of my favorite comic characters, but it was overall disappointing just because I feel like they just spent way too much time on explaining the character.
Which I get. The last few episodes were pretty good.
Yeah, once they got to the point where we're like, oh, we're on board. We understand what this going on here. Those were okay. They still weren't as good as they should have been.
Yeah, I know.
You know, Oscar Isaac is like an incredible actor.
I have a note here that you said he's wonderful. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oscar Isaac, he's wonderful. Fuck that guy
And
because he's so cool, right? And it's just
um,
like you're making the rest of us look bad, bud.
yeah, and
Uh,
Ethan Hawke is a poop head character.
you know
Can't
what?
I can't.
Here's the thing, though. I do respect Ethan Hawke as an artist, and he's very intelligent and well spoken about art and poetry and that kind of that side of things. But he did a fucking terrible job in that show.
I did not like his character at all.
Maybe we're not supposed to like him, but like
I
there's just
guess.
like some things I heard that he was
Like his Mandarin was
mispronouncing.
wrong.
Yeah, his Mandarin was being mispronounced, and he didn't do anything to like fix that. And then you have to wonder, is that like part of the character,
Like,
or it's just Ethan Hawke doing a bad job?
yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's old. This Is Us ended, which was just really sad.
But also satisfying, I
Also
feel.
beautiful at the same
It
time.
had a good ending.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like they left anything up.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be fine for those three kids. And
if you're listening to this now and you haven't watched This Is Us, go back and watch it. It's good. What else are we're watching Star Trek Strange New Worlds or whatever that is. Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm really digging it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's no Discovery.
I know it's not Discovery.
It's good. It's Star Trek. It's
I
more
like
Star
it.
Trek, but it feels more like old school Star Trek when it was all white people.
Yeah. Yes. But
or mostly white people.
Uhura is my favorite. She's like
amazing. Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, that actress is great. But yeah, Discovery, I think I fell in love with Discovery because it's so diverse,
Yeah.
right? And not just aliens. It's like the whole crew, even the humans are a diverse group of humans with a lot of representation.
But see, that's where the past and the future, and we watch Michael Burnham go through this whole transformation of having a lot of flaw and not understanding what the hell is wrong with her to figuring out that nothing is wrong with her. She just needed to come full circle with it.
She's a wonderful captain.
It's a good situation. I like that show too.
Yeah.
We have not started watching the new Umbrella Academy season because I wanted to watch it from the beginning, but I didn't catch it soon enough because, problems. And so now I'm forcing you to watch it all over again from the first episode.
It's fine. It's a great show. I like it. I've been waiting for this season and I just wanted to watch the season. I watched Stranger Things 4.
Oh yeah, Stranger Things 2.
Else.
Also,
and then I watched the whole thing from the first episode of season 1 all the way through.
That's why I thought you'd get on board with me.
Then you were like, okay, I'm ready to start season 4. And I'm like, great. I just restarted season 4, so I'll watch it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Winona Ryder. I hope she's not a bad person because she is so cute.
I don't know if she's a bad person, but
she is so cute.
She grew up in a town over from me. She's I think 5 or 6 years older than me.
Mm.
She's older than me.
Yeah.
Because, she was doing TV and stuff when I was a kid, but she does. I could potentially meet her someday because she just lives one town over. She's adorable.
And her facial expressions just are the best.
Joyce is a great character.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like she's trying to go rescue someone in the new season. It's really great.
But what they all have to realize is listen to Joyce.
Yes.
Joyce is never wrong.
No, she's not. Moms usually aren't.
Even when she sounds like it's just way out there. She's like, the lights are talking to me. It's Will. And everybody's like, come on, Joyce. And it was him.
And it was.
Every season there's something where Joyce is like this and they're like, nah, Joyce, that sounds weird. And then it turns out that was the truth.
She's like, I think we need to fly to Alaska and then Russia to save someone. Yeah. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Are you insane?
I did, as a little bit of a bummer though, I did hear that the prison camp they were filming at was an actual prison camp. And now they're going to do some sort of like Airbnb hotel stay at the prison camp.
What the fuck? People,
yeah,
man,
it's fucking so stupid. There's a lot of problems with that show in terms of like stuff going on around it. But I do enjoy watching the show. And I think season 4 was really great. And season 1 was really great. 2 and 3 are fine. They're not terrible, but they're not as good as the first season or the fourth season.
Yeah.
Although the fourth season's not over, so the fourth season could end up being a total junker. But
Yeah. So if the 10 people who are listening, if you haven't watched that, watch that too, and then we can talk about it. We're gonna end up having to talk about some stuff that is heavy and sad and whatever, because I just don't feel like we should ignore those things. But I also, at the same time, we have to do something, you know, and even if it is TV, just to like worry about someone else's, you know, fictional problems for a minute. It does help me. It does go, oh my goodness, how is 11 going to get out of this?
yeah, I think it just should be balanced. Like we don't spend a whole episode, you know, complaining about the world.
Because we all know it sucks.
We just go, hey, this happened and we fucking are mad about it, or we hate this, or this was a great thing that happened. And then we talk about whatever we want to talk about on the show.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point of this, is for us to escape life. And life has just been so like heavy lately.
Yeah.
That it's seeping into this now.
I guess. And I don't know. It's hard for us to find time to record because your schedule is
heavy duty.
It's pretty full. Yeah. But mine is, your
schedule's fuller than mine. You just don't have a calendar.
Okay, but it's not, because.
But it is.
I'm like, okay, I'm getting a headache from this light. I need to lay down. Like those, I need 10 minutes to lay down, and then maybe I can get up and do dinner.
10 minutes? No, you don't get those 10 minutes. What ends up happening is now Fred needs something.
3 minutes in, I go, they go, Mommy, I need popcorn. Okay, I'll get it. I lay back down. Mommy, I need water. Okay. Right. Hey, Mom, you got a minute?
Whereas with my job, even though I'm working a lot, I can go, hey, I'm dropping off for an hour. Yeah. And then nobody bothers me from work in that hour. I just can have my lunch and take a nap if I want to.
Right.
But your schedule is way more packed than my schedule is. I want everybody to know that you are the superior person in this relationship.
See, I don't know about you, but I've always felt that. And I just didn't want to say it to you at all, because I felt
What are you talking about? I've been telling you that for 26 years. For 26 years, I've been telling you that you're the boss.
Okay, but I will tell you something, though.
Ooh.
That being a mom to 3 boys is tough, but it's also like rad at sometimes. And the older they get, the better it gets. Yeah. Because, I like little kids, but then when they get to that middle, I'm like, oh, please, what is going on? But then they get older, and then the 20s are really cool. I like the late teens, 20s. They're cool.
Yeah.
But having a little girl, it like churns up some weird, crazy shit in your body. And you're just like, when you have a same-sex child, it just like completely breaks you. Right. And your guts are spilling out all over the place. You don't know what to do. And I know this happened with you when we had our first kid. Yeah. And you're just like, I don't know what to do. I'm having panic attacks. I can't even hold him. What's going on? Yeah. And I feel like that with her, except I don't want to be away from her. I don't want to be apart from her. I want to always, like, if she's talking from another room, I cannot focus on what I'm doing at all. Yeah. I can't focus on what I'm talking about or who I'm talking to. I'm listening to her at all times. Right. If she's upset, I have to go and fix it, because I don't want her to be sad. I don't want her to be frustrated. And I feel like as her same-sex parent, I'm able to like calm her down in a different way. But there's a book that I recently found out about. Just
real quick, I think it's because you had such a turmoil of a childhood that you probably feel like, I'm going to do this better. I'm going to have her childhood be better for her.
So when we were trying to get pregnant, I was like, ooh, if we have a girl, then I'll make all this better and I'll heal all my wounds and it'll be great, right? Yeah. It does do some of that, but it's almost it's almost like it has to destroy you first. Mm-hmm. And it's like getting worse before it gets better, kind of an analogy. Yeah. Because it has to give you even more wounds and just tear off the scab and rip it open more for you to go, oh, That's what that feels like, or that's what that was for, or that what that was about. Because our little girl came into the world in almost the exact same way that I came into the world.
Yeah.
It was an emergency C-section. The only thing is that my mother had an unplanned pregnancy with me,
Right.
and I planned ours. And so, but we were both emergency C-sections, and it didn't even cross my mind that I would possibly have a C-section, let alone an emergency one where I had very little time to think about what was happening.
Yeah.
So I came out of it gutted, literally, and it was just terrifying and awful.
Yeah.
So there's this new book that we're reading together called Mother Hunger.
Right.
By Kelly McDaniel. And I feel like it goes for men and women as well, but we can all have these wounds that are created from our very first environment, our very first person that is supposed to teach us how to be in the world and how to feel safe and how to be comfort. And there's three things, and it's like nurturance, protection, and guidance. And if you don't get those three things, then it's really, really, really difficult to then go and be those things for someone else,
Yep.
either as a mother or even as a father, I believe. So I'm hoping I learned some good stuff from that book, because I've been walking around with wounds I didn't even have words. That's what's really cool about it, is that I'm scared to death to read the book. I'm scared of it. But I feel like it's going to give me the vocabulary to understand why I'm feeling certain things.
Yeah.
And even if you just get the words to know what the fuck that feeling is, or why I'm terrified, or why I have panic attacks when she cries,
Right.
then hopefully that'll like heal something or make something feel a little bit better, or I got control over it, or it's not all my fault. Because at some point people tell you, oh, you're an adult. Whatever happened to you as a kid wasn't your fault, but now it's your duty and your job to fix it. I don't know how to fucking fix it. I don't even know what's wrong.
Yeah.
I just know that I sweat and my heart races and my ears go all muffly and I zone out whenever she is upset.
Yeah.
And if it's my fault that she's upset, like I'm trying to set a boundary, it's even worse, because then I flee. I run away. I like go to a different room because I don't know what to do. I'm going to start crying. I'm going to start freaking out. I'm going to start screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. It scares the fucking shit out of me. And then the world falls apart on the top of it. It's just not helpful. So maybe if I can get some clarity or some information behind it, I can start putting it all back together.
Start healing a little bit.
So that I don't pass it down to her or to any of our kids, really.
Yeah.
Like our oldest was telling me the other day, he's like, I think you did a pretty good job not giving those same things to us, because, you know, I don't really feel broken. I don't really feel sad. Like every once in a while he gets the blues.
Yeah.
He gets like kind of depressive moments, and he acknowledges them, and he'll at least come and talk to us about it, or come and talk to me about it, or mention it, and it's just my natural instinct to go, are you okay? Whenever somebody walks in the room.
Right.
And I see the look on their face, and I know whether or not they're okay or not. Or just by how they're walking into the room, I can tell if one of you are upset or one of you are mad or whatever. And I go, are you okay? And they go, yeah, I'm fine. But there's this one thing. And so I know it. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I think it's a trauma response too. Like I could tell when I was little, I could tell just by the way my parents' truck pulled into the driveway and how he came into the house and how he shut the door. Like I could tell what kind of a day we were going to all have, or what kind of night we were all going to have just by how those little clues I could tell. So it's a very scary thing to like feel that as a 43, almost 44-year-old person. I'm still having those emotions and those feelings.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah.
It's even though I go, that's not the case now. I've been out of that situation for 25 years, but it still doesn't go away.
Yeah.
And so we're millions of that running around this water planet.
this water marble.
You know what I mean?
I saw a thing. This is completely off topic, but your little water planet. I saw this thing where the sun, it was really sped up, but like, people think that the sun just sits still while planets revolve around it, but the sun's also revolving or orbiting, right? So we're not just going around, we're also moving forward like a goddamn corkscrew. It's slow, right? And, we don't fall off the the planet or anything because of gravity, but I saw a visualization for that and I was like, holy shit, that's mind breaking. That's mind breaking, right? Yeah. I don't know. What else did you want to talk about? You have a list.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's the whole list?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the whole damn list.
I mean, there's that little stupid inside jokes thing, but I don't,
what inside jokes thing?
You did a TikTok video like a long time ago, and I'm like, that should be on a Lou and Me TikTok. And you're like, no, babe, that's on a Me and Me TikTok. Oh. And I'm like, okay, fine then. Because we wanted to have our own podcast
you
TikTok.
Said, I showed you the TikTok and you're like, oh, that should go on Lou and Me. I said, it's on Me and Me right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not really public about my TikTok because
you've got a lot of poop jokes on your TikTok and it's
well, I just got it. I got this like I did this impression of Patrick Stewart as as Captain Jean-Luc Picard
and
going to the bathroom, and it made me so happy.
It tickled you for days.
That I decided, I'm just going to do a series of these because I know like I can do some impressions okay. And so I started doing them. And then they started like, I was really stretching at one point. I was like, this is a beat cop from Chicago going to the bathroom.
At one point.
Get out of there. Right? Like I wasn't doing celebrities anymore, right? I was just doing whatever came to my mind.
What's funnier is that the fact that you think it's funny.
It's hilarious.
That's what's really funny. Not the actual thing. The actual things are not funny. It's the fact that you think they're so funny that they make you laugh at yourself.
Maybe that's why I just don't have much traction on those things.
I don't know.
But I was doing like, just anything I could think of. I was like, this is Jake from Adventure Time going to the bathroom. And I was like, I've never seen that show. And it didn't even do an impression. But that was the TikTok. And I put it up like, and I was doing them. I started doing them.
So silly.
Right after the hospital thing. And when we were walking, right after the hospital thing, and we were going slow, walking around the block.
Which it's been a year and a half now.
Yeah, but that's when I started doing them, and they were helping keep my mind off of, I almost could have died, right? It just made me feel less focused on that.
Yeah.
And so I was doing this for a long time, and then I got to a point where I ran out. I just ran out of things to do for that.
Yeah.
And so then I just was doing like TikToks here and there. I did one that was like, hey guys, sorry I was gone so long. I was taking a shit, like stuff like that, right? Just really small, simple ones. And then I did one just on a lark. I saw this TikTok where this guy was just explaining how to draw a nose, but the instructions just were not good. And so I had you film it, and I did one where I just followed the instructions to a T.
Yeah.
And that like most of my TikToks get like 500 views or something, 17 likes, like just a smattering, right? But this one got like 109 likes, and it was like 4,700 views. And it was just me like being a smart ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Which Richie Olivier told me once when I was a kid on the bus.
I think smartass is your middle name there, fella.
He said, one day that mouse is going to get your ass beat. And I said, nah. But yeah, I've been a smartass my whole life. And so I did that. And then I was like, maybe maybe I should just do art. So then I put up a speed replay of me drawing one of the Wii horror characters. Uh-huh. And that got a good amount of views and likes.
Yeah.
Like 50.
You're like, maybe poop isn't my only gag here.
So then I was like, we got dressed up to do our family pictures, and I was feeling pretty good. It
was graduation.
But we were also going to do family pictures, right?
Kindergarten graduation.
I got dressed up in nice clothes. Like I put on jeans for the first time in 7 years.
That's true.
And
without me saying a word. I didn't say a word.
yeah, I felt really good that day. And then I was like, I walked past the mirror and I was like, oh, I look all right. And so I set my phone up on the mirror and I videoed myself doing a yo-yo trick
Uh-huh.
because I was going to have you take yo-yo pictures for the new website. And I did the trick and I nailed it on the first try. And I was like, oh, I'm putting this on TikTok. And then that one hasn't done very well like, compared to the drawing ones,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought it looked cool as shit because I hit the trick and then I like just like
Yeah.
nodded at the camera like a cool yo-yo guy,
Yeah.
like, and then just walked off camera. And then I decided I was going to do another one where I did a loop. Like I would walk in one side of the camera, do a looping trick, walk out the other side, and then loop the video so that I just kept walking in and
Yeah.
doing the looping trick. But I filmed it in the office and I had stuff on the floor. I didn't realize the camera was catching the floor. And it took me 17 tries to get the looping trick perfect
Mm-hmm.
so that it didn't mess up. And because I was walking in one side and walking out, yes, could I film it, edit it, and then upload it to TikTok? Sure. But I was trying to get it all done in camera in one take. And so I tried 17 times and then I got it and I was like, yeah, I got it. And then I was like, what's all that shit on the ground? Because the office area is where the board
Yes.
games are. And so we're in flux right now with the,
And
permanently in flux all the time.
exactly.
And so I can't use the video. And I'm like, well, I should like get dressed up again and try again, clean up, try again. But I just haven't been motivated because of how many tries it took me to get
Yeah.
it for that.
Yeah.
And the other yo-yo video wasn't doing as well. And I was like, fuck it. The yo-yo's not the thing. And then I came across Gentry Stein's yo-yo page on TikTok and he's like going nuts with it, like not sped up. I showed it to you and you're like, what the fuck? And I was like, yo-yo's not my thing on TikTok. I don't know enough tricks. I love yo-yoing, but I'm not fast enough or fancy or flashy enough. And you got somebody that looks like Gentry Stein and he's like looking right in the camera and doing all like these string tricks that can't even fathom. I know how to do them. I just can't do them as fast and as smooth as he's doing them, right? And so I'm like, okay, that's not the thing for me. I'll find my TikTok niche at some point.
I guess.
But then, okay, so this was all just a long story to tell you why I don't share it is because of the poop and fart videos. I feel like I can't just be like, hey, check out this yo-yo video on Twitter because then people now have access to my TikTok page and then they're going to be like, this guy's insane. Why are there so many videos of him pretending to go to the bathroom? So many of them.
I don't get it, but
I feel like there's a couple that are really good. Like the Patrick Stewart one's really good.
okay.
There's one where I said, this is my impression of Jay Moore doing an impression of Christopher Walken going to the bathroom. And then I was like, it's in the ball, right? And like that one should stay. But like there's so many.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong.
This is the first time hearing that you don't think the videos are funny. All right.
No, I think they're I don't know. I think they're funny, but what's funnier is that how tickled you get about them.
I have a very particular set of humor.
Hey, that guy does not belong in that.
I did one of him.
No.
I don't know who you are.
Ugh,
I don't know where you are.
terrible.
I don't know where you took my poopy. But I'm going to find you.
Go ahead. Okay.
All right.
My cheeks hurt. I haven't laughed in a while.
It's been rough to laugh. Like this morning I was walking on the treadmill because it's too hot to go outside.
It's too hot to even look outside.
Oh yeah, it's bad. But I'm glad we got the treadmill. You were like the one who said we should get the treadmill so like when it's too cold or too hot, you can still walk.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, I just won't walk. But then it started to get too hot for too long, and I was like, well, I can't not walk every day. I have to. So then I started walking on the treadmill
So I
again.
was right once again.
But yes, 100%. I've never said you weren't. And then, but the thing with the treadmills, it's boring, right? When I'm walking outside,
Yeah.
I know that when I get to X place, I'm almost done. So my mind can fight against the boredom of not being able to do other things at the same time.
Yeah.
And on the treadmill, I tried using music to do that. And I would just kept checking like, oh, how's it only been 3 minutes? I've listened to 10 songs. What the fuck? So I just decided to like, one day I just decided, oh, maybe I'll just watch TikToks while I'm on the treadmill, right? Because TikToks, I lose track of time.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Oh, cool.
Like I'll be like, what? I've only watched 3 TikToks 20 times. I guess I got to get off of here now. But it helps like distract my mind from the thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I actually found that watching TikToks, I walk longer than if I just listening to music or nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So anyways, did you want to talk about what we've been doing in the office? Do you care about that? I don't think anybody cares about that.
I don't know.
We're just trying to get it feel cozier for you so that when we come to record, you don't feel overwhelmed by the stacks of things sitting on the floor.
You've been saying for a while now, oh, I'm getting this.
I got overwhelmed.
And then I was like, let's make a list. Let's make a list and figure out what we need to do. Let's pull some stuff out. Let's get this done. Let's get this. And you've been doing great.
It got to a point where I was like, I don't even want to start.
Right. Exactly.
It's too much. I don't want to start.
And that's where, sometimes you just need a list.
Yeah.
Like paper and pen list.
Right. Yeah, but lists then overwhelm me too, right? Like that's part of that's why I don't use a lot of lists. You
have 98% of it accomplished. And it's only been like a week.
Yeah, that's the first list, right? That's the like, let's see where we stand list.
Exactly.
And then we got to make a new list once we're through that list of what's the next step.
Welcome to my life. Every day is new list.
Oh, I got a label maker.
Yeah. And a tape recorder and some tapes. You're going to make some old school mixtapes for your
I totally forgot about that. I've made some
pen pals.
I've made some new friends on Twitter and we're doing a mixtape pen pal situation.
There you go.
And so I had to buy a cassette player and recorder and then some tapes
because it's no longer the 90s.
Yeah.
But you're doing it, man.
I used to love making dubs when I was a kid. I would ride my bicycle with my cassette that I was dubbing to like 6 different friends' houses so I could dub off of their music that they had to make mixtapes so that I could have, because I didn't have access to a huge music library when I was a kid other than on vinyl, but that was my parents' library and I couldn't really access. I think that's why I went so crazy with CDs once I started having CDs and like disposable income.
Yeah.
I was like, I love so much music and I want to be able to listen to any song I want when I want to listen to it, which is, digital songs makes that actually possible. The CD collection was not what my vision for it was, but it did give me the access.
Yeah. Anyway, it's nice.
It's nice.
You're like, why aren't you more excited about the label maker? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It's the top of the line. It's the brother
top of the line.
Touch.
Every time you come to me with
fonts,
something new,
labels, frames, symbols, template library.
Every time you come to me with something new, you go, it's top of the line, baby. It's top of the line.
Well, look.
Don't look me.
Listen.
No, not that either.
I'm not going to spend my hard-earned dinero on shit. I want something that's going to last, right?
So top of the line it is.
Sure. Can I get a label maker, like one of those old school ones with the dial on top, click, click, click for $5? Absolutely. But do I want to put that kind of effort into the label making? Is that the kind of labels I want on stuff? No. I want a digitized label maker where I can change the tapes. I can do different colors. I can do different fonts.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I get it. I still have your first label you ever made over there.
I put a label on the Mage Wars box.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You also put a label on my footstool in the living room, so I've kept it there.
I put that label on your upper chest.
Oh, you did put it on my robe. Yeah. I had to peel it off.
And then you peeled it off and put it on the chair yourself.
Yes.
All right.
Anyways.
I feel a little bit better.
I don't.
Oh.
It's
I'm
almost,
sorry.
I got to do the bedtime routine now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to wrangle an alligator into pajamas.
Yeah. Apple snack time.
Oh, yeah. I got to do that too.
Anyways, I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks for doing this episode with me.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Lou and Me podcast, subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, or Spotify.
And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Lou and Me Podcast.
Lou and Me is a Matthiasaurus production, produced and edited by Moose. The song is No Carpets by the New Forevers, hosted by Lou and me.
Thanks for listening.